Today we're going to be watching the insane plot armor of cats. I've never watched casual Geographic before, so let's start.
Oh my god! What?
Oh my god!
Mama, come get it! Oh lord, oh lord, oh lord, grab the girl hand. Oh lord, you are out!
Broken.
Oh no.
Term used to describe a character so overpowered that they make the game stop
They're so
functioning as intended
overpowered.
and exploit the game's balance in their favor.
So true
Well,
though,
if
cats.
cats aren't the most broken animals on the planet, God must have discontinued first place. I talk a lot about animals that got shafted by evolution. In fact, my most popular video today was about 10 of them. Well, if I ever do a video on nature's favorites,
Kitty.
cats would surely be at the very top. Cats are arguably the most successful predators we've ever seen. With so many
Yes.
overpowered abilities, you'd swear it was plot armor. I don't even want to make this intro too long, so here's 10 superpowers your cat has that you may or may not have known. And number 1,
The slap.
0 fall damage. You've probably heard that cats always land
my cats always have 9 lives. I've seen one cat jump from a 5-story building and it's still
on their feet.
fine.
The
No
real
cats
flex
were
is being
harmed.
able to fall from heights that would
I
have any
swear.
human furnishing a coffin. A 1987 study showed that out of 132 cats that were brought to an emergency vet in New York City after falling out of a high-rise, 90% lived and less than 40% required life-saving treatment. It gets even wilder when you realize that cats actually have a better chance of getting airdropped from a building and walking it off the higher the drop was. And it's all because cats understand physics. You see, when you're in free fall, you accelerate towards the ground until you reach terminal velocity, where you literally can't fall any faster. When
You're
cats
about to
reach
die.
TV, they splay their legs and kind of just parachute the rest of the way down.
Oh,
And
like a flying squirrel.
instead of landing on their feet, they break
Look at that! Look at the cute little kitty. The cats only can do that because they have like a parachute-like body
their fall
type.
with
If
their
it's
chest and
human, then
abdomen.
like it's gonna
Obviously, they don't
goodbye.
completely tank the hit, but thanks to their relatively large surface area to weight ratio, they maximize the points of contact that smack the ground and
Ouch.
therefore minimize the damage. And since cats apparently have lifelong beef with gravity, cats that reach terminal velocity instinctively know not to tense up, but instead relax and basically turn themselves into a kite on the way down. The thing is, if they don't have
just
time to reach
yippee it
terminal
down.
velocity, they end up getting hurt way worse. So like, in a weird twist,
Look at
cats
the
that
fat
fall from 2 to
kitty.
7
The
stories
chunky
actually end up
kitty.
more down
Ouch.
bad than the ones that touch Earth from 10 stories up. In fact, cats have about a 95% chance of falling from 10 stories and living. Meanwhile,
Oh my
the average
God.
human has a 95% chance of getting outlined with chalk. Oh, and don't think the cutoff's 10 stories either. One cat named Sabrina took a
Goodbye.
32-story express trip to the ground and walked away with only a
Oh
punctured
my
lung and a
God.
chipped tooth. Not to mention she was released and sent home 2 days later. Being impervious to fall damage is how snow leopards can not only make a living in the Himalayas, but can
I
legit
don't
fall
think this
clear
is a
off a
good
cliff,
idea
and the
to
only
watch it.
injury they take is to their pride. Speaking of plot armor,
It's
did you know
making
cats
my
are actually
heart
built to
tense
predict
up.
the weather? You see,
My
cat
poor
hair
Kokoro.
attracts static electricity, so they can pick up on the buildup of electrical charge that often
Ouch.
comes before a really bad storm. And the cat's inner ears are sensitive to sudden drops in atmospheric pressure, which announce the arrival of a cloud assault. Technically, so can we. It's why our ears do the most and pop on a plane, but it's just that cat ears are that much more sensitive. And they can even smell rain and lightning
Sniff.
coming. It's so OP that sailors used
Oh,
to use
that's so
cats aboard
cool though. So next time if you wanna dry your laundry outside, just ask your cat if it's gonna rain or
ships as a four-legged
it's gonna be
forecast.
sunny today.
Forecast. No,
Yeah, it was forecast.
Apparently, a cat with the zoomies means you could expect strong winds. A cat
Wait,
that sneezed
what?
was warning you of heavy rain.
Oh,
And apparently,
really?
if one licked their fur against a grain mid-sail, then you better make like God's golfing, because it's finna hail. Now, to be
It's
fair,
gonna
I'm
hail?
surrounded by nothing
But really? What? Oh
but sea and sea man
even
gives you a lot of
true?
time to just make stuff up. I mean, just how many sea monster stories was just a whale freeing his willy? But there might be some truth to the cat thing. Cats will often spend extra time licking themselves before a bad storm, since having damp fur helps with the static thing I told you about. So basically,
Oh,
if cats could
yeah.
talk, we'd see a lot
If you have the static, like when you're in the mall, there's always static electricities on your hand. When you touch other people's hand, you got shock. I do not like that, but it is what it
of
is, I
meteorologists
guess.
on unemployment. Speaking of no job, cats really managed to finesse their way into living in nearly 50 million homes in America rent-free.
Oh my-
And one of the
oh,
biggest
yeah,
reasons
oh.
is because cats are the best manipulators nature has to offer.
Oh,
And if
okay.
you think they aren't,
Okay. They are
you're probably
already
a mark you don't even
manipulating
know
me.
it. According to researchers at the University of
You
Sussex, many
manipulate me
cats
with
will
your
exploit their
cuteness.
owners with a soliciting purr. It's more high frequency, triggers a sense of urgency in humans, and even someone resembles the cry of an infant, and we just have to assume that's intentional.
Wow.
And in
Sometimes it's so scary that the cat's cries is just like a baby crying. And if you put it in late night, it's so scary. It gives you another horror feel in the atmosphere.
In experiments, not only did humans have a faster response time when hearing that purr compared to a normal one, it even affected people that never owned cats. This distress purr likely triggers a deep, innate nurturing response in humans, meaning you're literally hardwired to answer to it no matter what you were doing before.
Okay. I don't know. Last time I got a cat is like during my elementary days, so I don't think I get anything.
Apparently, cats understand psychology too. That's not even really a joke because adult cats almost never meow to each other, but kittens
Yeah,
do it with their
true. They only just use eye contact and communicate with themselves. Oh, and did you guys know you can call a cat to come towards you by just doing the prrrr, prrrr, just like that. You need to purr first, then you meow. It really does do the job.
mothers for
I
food
swear,
and water. We
just
naturally
try
assume we
it,
just figured
okay?
out it works on humans too. And it's not just pet cats with this talent. Tigers have been known to imitate the sounds of their prey to lull them into a false sense of security. Tigers have reportedly mimicked sandbar deer and black bears. Bro, just listen to this.
That calling is supposed to imitate a mother cat, so all cats will have some instinct and go towards you. Yes.
Are you mooing because you want to be one with the cow?
Wait, it's mooing? Oh no. Damn!
Cows into coming over.
Damn! They're
And
professional
it's not just
mower.
tigers. The South American margay will verbally cosplay as a baby monkey just to murk its parents like a Disney movie. And clearly the manipulation tactics were passed down. In fact, cats are so good at
The
working people that they'd
manipulation
actually be
tactics.
great politicians. Which is probably how Mayor
Manipulation
Stubbs of
tactics.
Talkeetna, Alaska stayed in office for 20 years, even surviving assassination
God.
attempts by dogs, BB guns, and a deep fryer.
Wait, what?
But there's another special ability cats have, and it could arguably be the most overpowered of all. Pretty privilege. It's how dolphins
wait.
got Flipper, orcas got Free Willy. Meanwhile, the best movie deal shark management could get them was being typecast as Jaws. You see, there's this thing called baby schema. It basically means that humans have an
so
intrinsic
cute,
bias
dear.
towards a certain set of facial features in people and animals, to the point where it just makes us want to protect them. And with their
He didn't even include the Puss and Boots
big
one.
head, wide eyes, and round forehead, cats
Yeah, cute.
literally remind us of babies. And even though it's a buff from nature, cats will 100% play into this by figuring out what combination of ear wiggling, whisker
just like
pointing, and eye
fluffy
narrowing
stuff.
gets the best response from people. Now add the fact that slow blinking with your cat can trigger oxytocin in both of you, the literal hormone that bonds a mother to her child. And you can see how cats were basically
Oh, and if you blink slowly towards a cat, and the cat will always blink back to you if they
engineered to
are
be
comfortable
irresistible.
with you.
It's pretty privilege on every
It's so
steroid
cute.
possible. And it's wild because if any other animal had a reputation for cold indifference and global genocide, it'd be cause of pause, but because it's cats, we just let it slide. Cat cuteness virtually has us in a chokehold, and I said virtual
is
for a
that...
reason.
Wait, isn't a teary-eyed cat a sickness
Virtually
of some
has us
sort?
in a chokehold, and I said virtual for a reason. It's said that 15% of all internet
Smack
traffic
it,
is
smack.
driven by cat content.
It's
That's 50% of
watching,
all the stuff on the internet. I want you to think
Yes,
about
we
that
all
during
do
this
like
ad.
watching
Matter
cat
of fact, I'm
videos.
willing to put money on it. For some of y'all, this ad's about to be cat related. Oh, you're back. Oh, by the way, was it cat related? I'm
I don't
actually
know.
curious. But the thing that almost always gets forgotten is that cats give back as much as they take, which leads to their next flex, healing powers. And not just for them.
Aw.
Science says having a cat living under your roof
Really?
easily extends your subscription to life. Studies show that cat owners are 40% less likely to suffer a heart attack and have a 30% less chance of getting clapped by cardiovascular complications.
Oh, really? I heard that there's a person who have breathing complications just because they suck in too much cat fur. And when the doctor did the surgery, they saw that their lungs have a lot of the cat furs in it.
And since cardiovascular disease is one of the leading causes of preventable death today, cats are like a real-life one-up. Not to mention kids that grew up around cats.
I guess
have less
you
of
need
a
to
chance
just
of getting
brush your
folded by
cat so it
allergies,
doesn't
especially
shed a
if the
lot.
exposure started in early infancy or
Oh,
even while they're
guilty.
still in the womb waiting room. And then there's the fact that just petting a
Oh my
cat
God,
can
it's
nerf
so
stress levels
fluffy.
and blood pressure. But if you really want to get literal about it, cats purr at a frequency that's said to improve bone density, repair tendons, and promote healing. I never
So is it like if it purrs, it just shakes your bone until it
really
gets
fully
stronger and
understood it, but
stronger?
apparently cats
What
purr
the-
at a frequency that transmits vibrations throughout the body.
I know,
Vibrations that help
like the
increase blood flow to the
vibrations.
affected area, thereby bringing more nutrients. It's also
okay,
believed that
okay.
those same vibrations can help with soft
Get
tissue
those
injuries
blood
like sprains
pumping.
and strains. I know I said they live rent-free, but considering all they do to carry our health, again, I feel like we could let it slide. It's not just a buff to your health either. I vividly remember seeing a bunch of surveys that said that women on dating sites actually find men with cats more attractive. Something about seeming more
Yeah, I
nurturing
guess
or
it's a
emotionally
buff.
intelligent.
On an unrelated note, I want y'all to
Oh,
meet my
Kitty! Wait. Okay, I'm not blocking.
editor and content manager, Aslin. Say hi, Aslin.
Oh, Kitty! It's so chunky! It
she's
looks so
I tried to find the
angry!
articles online, but apparently
Oh
there
my god, I'm blocking it! There, now you can see the kitty.
was a switch up, and now women find cat owners less attractive. So on another unrelated note, yeah, he isn't mine. I'm actually just cat sitting for a friend. Shout out to you, Yusuf.
what?
Yeah, but anyway, cat claw armor is so strong that it
No.
might just be able to save you from cancer. We've all heard the stories of feline physicians
Really?
detecting it in people before
Okay.
anyone else could. Cats have a sense of smell about 14 times stronger
Oh
than
yes,
humans,
yes,
with
yes.
their 200
The sense of smell. It can smell if you're healthy or
receptors
not.
to our pitiful, almost embarrassing 5 million. Tumors
5
produce
million.
volatile organic compounds, and these VOCs leave the body through sweat and breath. And there's a lot of respected researchers out there that will die on the hill that cats can sniff it out the same way dogs can. In 2018, rescue cat Mia
Maybe
climbed
all
on owner Michelle
animals can,
Pearson's chest
maybe.
and wouldn't get off for anything, sniffing and pawing at, the right one while also meowing and looking at her as cats do.
It's so
It wasn't until her
cute.
husband checked for himself that he felt the telltale lump, and that's how the cat that was rescued from certain death ended up returning the favor and saving her owner from stage 2 breast cancer. And that's not even much of a reach,
Good for
considering there's
Kitty,
also
yeah.
stories
Good
of
for
cats
them.
warning their diabetic owners of their potentially fatally low blood sugar. Either that, or cats can see the future and they'll choose to keep you in theirs if they like you enough. And even that's low-key valid, considering superpower number 7 is that cats have ultra instinct. Those whiskers can detect sudden changes in air currents
What happened to
figure
the
out the
background
size,
music?
shape, and speed of nearby objects. It's like a whole radar system growing out of their face, and it's how a blindfolded cat is still hell on earth for any mouse in the area. Bro, I still don't think you're understanding just how much of a cheat whiskers are. Cats can even use their whiskers to figure out what direction their prey is trying to dodge it in right before they pounce, allowing them to cut off any possible escape routes. Now to
Yeah, they like
us,
the
it's
sheer.
interesting and pretty cool, but to a mouse trying to make it home to his family, that's gotta be some bullshit.
This is
And cats
some
don't just have them
boss
on their face,
music.
they have whiskers
A cat's
all over.
boss
You
music.
can't even play dead with the cat since they have carpal whiskers that allow them to tell if their prey is
No, not the
playing or,
cat.
actually
No.
past tense. And honestly, this might be the most broken ability cats have. It's basically impossible to catch a cat slipping.
Oh.
They don't have
Oh,
to
no.
hear you, they don't even have to
It's
smell you.
there.
All
I
it
didn't
takes is
even
a
see
smallest
it.
change in air currents to dry snitch on you.
I'm too
But as predators,
blind.
cats are the ones that do the sneaking, which only makes their next ability even
Oh,
more of
no.
a jihad for their prey.
Your
Superpower
corner.
number 8. Cats are athletic
Boing.
freaks of nature. No, seriously, cats are the most athletic group of animals on Earth, and
Are
I'm gonna
you-
stand on
Oh.
that. On speed,
No. It's putting the cats at such a high pedestal, but I've seen cats
cheetahs can go 0 to
failures.
60 in 3 seconds and can peak out at over 70 miles per hour. A cheetah on a Sunday morning jog can still get pulled over on the turnpike. Ain't that crazy? Want to see some long jumping? Cougars can clear 45 feet horizontally on an off day. You want to see a cat get high minus the catnip? The serval jumps so high that their meal prep literally involves pimp slapping birds
Wow,
right out of
it's
the air.
so
And for
big.
powerlifting, here we have a literal deadlift by a leopard using only its teeth. Yes, that is a rhino. Yes, that is a giraffe. And speaking of leopards, they're also gymnasts on steroids
my
that
God, how
turn trees
did-
into jungle gyms. And if you think
That's
you're safe
why-
from the smoking
oh,
water,
no.
keep in mind that
Splash.
the caiman is part of one of the most successful group of predators in history.
I was saying that's one strong
All it
teeth.
took was an aquatic equalizer in the form of a cat to wreck their entire game plan. Not to mention jaguars have been seen swimming clear across the Panama Canal. Yeah, that one. Also, they have a hydraulic
Ugh.
press for a jaw. God help you if you get caught in it. And all I need to say about tigers is that this is an
How much bite force do they need to bite a skin of a crocodile,
Gar.
man?
Even this walking Red
Whoa.
Bull logo can get choked out by a 500-pound striped Giga Garfield. And I don't even need to say
Giga
anything about lions.
Garfield.
Those triceps speak for themselves. Cats are nature's population control, and there isn't anywhere on Earth outside of the Devil's Iceberg
I
that
can't
doesn't have
say.
some kind of
Oh,
cat running.
hello.
Even the travel-sized ones are a menace. The deadliest
one's
cat
so
in the world
cute.
is the
Oh.
African black-footed cat, and because of their metabolism,
Show,
not only
show.
can they catch up to
Show,
15
show.
bodies a night, they also have a hunting success rate of 60%. Not even lions, tigers, and leopards can touch that. There's a reason why domestic cats put billions of animals on trips a year.
Pigeons.
And sometimes
It
they
looks
turn
like
entire
it's
species into
nearsighted.
history lessons. And unlike their wild cousins, a lot of times with domestic cats, they do it just for fun. Yeah, you think it's cute, but it's bloodlust. And if
I
you're a
know.
mouse and op with whiskers, it's like Thanos. They do be inevitable, especially when you factor superpower number 9. Cats can teleport. I'm dead serious. Cats do this thing where they just spawn wherever the plot needs them the most.
Oh,
As
really?
solitary hunters, cats can cover insane
I do
amounts
want,
of
please
distance
spawn
in times
outside.
that really make no sense. Take mountain lions, for example. Young male cougars will often travel hundreds of miles away from their mother's territory to find their own. In 2009, a tagged cougar took a walk that took him from Black Hills, South Dakota, all the way to Greenwich, Connecticut. Basically, he hiked from
Oh
Mount
my
Rushmore to
God.
30 miles from Manhattan. And it's not just cougars that go cross-country. A tiger named T1 managed to walk 800 miles across India in only a few months, fueled by nothing but the power of horny. And of course, there's the story of El Jefe, a jaguar that randomly
can
showed
do
up in
anything.
Arizona just outside Tucson. I could really keep going. From June 2017 to July
guess.
2018,
It
the
is
young
a
lynx
good
trekked from the
feel.
wildlife refuge in Alaska all the way into the heart of the Yukon. A trip that totaled 2,174
Why is it so fluffy?
miles.
Look at that
His name was Hobo, by the
tail.
way. Can't even make that
Hobo.
up. But the best story of teleporting cats was Clementine Jones.
It's a hobo
She was a
then.
cat in New York whose family left her behind because they were moving and they figured the trip would be too hard on a pregnant cat. Oh, little did they know. Clementine spent a couple of months with her kittens and then one day just headed out and popped up at her old family's home 1,600 miles away in Denver. And it's not even like the family got tricked by a dupe. Clementine was born with an extra toe and had a burn mark on her shoulder. There was no mistaking her. There's only one cat power that's arguably more impressive, and you saw it coming as soon as you clicked on this video. Superpower number 10, mind control. And it's all because of a little parasite called, you know the name, Toxoplasma gondii. It all starts when this parasite enters a cat because they literally only reproduce in their bowels and their eggs don't get past until the cat has a movement, usually in a litter box. Now here's the problem. The Toxoplasma gondii needs to find a way back into the cat in order to hit restart on its life cycle, and the best way to do that is by setting up shop inside one of the animals on its grocery list. The only issue is no mouse that values its life is going anywhere near a death sentence with toe beans to make it happen. So the parasite, which by the way basically uses the mouse as a layover,
I am learning a lot,
its brain in order to remove the fear of cats. And I don't even know how, but infected mice can even start fiending for cat pee. With more irrational confidence than a father of four in an Instagram model's comments, it's easier for the mouse to get body bagged by its #1 op, thus repeating this vicious mouse-murking cycle. And of course, we now believe that when this same parasite invades us, they do the same thing they would to a mouse. Which is why popular opinion is that the Toxoplasma parasite causes an unreasonable attraction to cats. And it's possible that this factory reset of our personality is due to the parasite making enzymes that control dopamine. And it's not just humans that can get infected. Turns out afflicted hyena cubs end up bolder in the face of lions, which is a great way for them to get invited to a meet and greet with Mufasa. It's not 100% proven that the parasite's responsible for all the cat people in the world, but hear me out. There's proof that this parasite was present
cat island in Japan?
ancient Egyptian mummies. And these were the people that straight up worshipped them. Not to mention up to a third of all people alive right now have it, and most have no idea. And that's why I say cats have the wildest plot armor I've ever seen. Because real talk, only cats could spin a parasitic infection into a way of living rent-free. Trust me, I would know.
He has a lot of cats!
And that's why cats are the most broken animals.
So many different cats.
With cats being nature's cutest form of population control. I talk about them a lot in my book.
I really love ragdoll cats, man.
Okay. With cats being nature's cutest form of population control. I talk about them a lot in my book, 100 Animals That Can, Redacted, Kill You. Link in the description if you want to see for yourself. But make sure you drink water, hug your mother, hug a cat. It might just save your life. And if he allows it, I'ma see y'all in the next one.
Thank you. I learned a lot. Oh my god.
You're such a good boy. Okay. Okay. There you go. I love that guy.
And that's that. I hope you learned a lot because I did. The most shocking one is the parasite thing. Okay. I didn't even know that there's something like that. Also, if you really did try the thing that I say that make the cats come towards you, tell me in the comments if it works or not. It works for me, certainly. Who knows?